Welcome to our monthly question and answer session. Please start with the first question.
Question number 1 from David, Germany. I experience sati by focusing on my body. My mind is so concentrated. Thinking becomes impossible and focusing on the breath becomes difficult. When I am not in sitting meditation, sati automatically brings me to the center of the citta. I am calm and experience a strong energy passing through my body. I am not focusing on the breath or doing any parikrama. My question is, should I try to return to the breath meditation, even though it is not natural for me to force myself to thinking to the breath? Or should I continue with this intuitively created form of meditation?
If you find the practice that you do, the method that you do, is beneficial, bring you the result, which is calm, peace, and no thought, then you can stick to the same method.
And what should I perceive about this type of experience? Because the sati comes often, even when I am having my daily routine.
Well, mindfulness, once you develop it, it will accompany you all the time. Whatever you do, you will always be mindful. You will be aware of the present more than thinking about the past or the future. So this is the goal of meditation, to bring your mind to stay in the present and just to be observing rather than thinking or reacting to situations. So the goal is just to know what's happening and not reacting to whatever is happening. If you should react, then you should use rationality, not emotional.
And is this jhana which comes up automatically due to my past life karma?
Well, in your past life, you must have developed a certain amount of mindfulness until you don't really need to use a mantra or use the breath. You can automatically call up your mindfulness anytime you want. If you have the ability to control your thoughts, your emotion, then you have mindfulness. The next step is to develop wisdom, because wisdom will be much better than mindfulness. Mindfulness can control your thoughts temporarily, but with wisdom, it can control your thought permanently. So you have to study wisdom, which the Buddha say deals with the 3 characteristics of impermanent, not self, and suffering. That everything in this world that the mind come into involved with all have these 3 characteristics. They are impermanent and they are not under your control. If you want to control them, then they can make you feel sad or disappointed. If you don't become sad or disappointed, then you should leave them alone. Eventually your mind will learn to let go of everything. Then once you can let go of everything, then your mind will not be hurt by anything.
Question number 4. Is it possible to enter the jhana in other posture, such as in lying down to one side, lying down on one's back, standing up, sitting on a chair, other than sitting cross-legged?
You have to have experienced jhana before, and before you can use other posture to enter into jhana. But when you're first starting, the best posture is to sit either cross-legged or you can sit on a chair, but usually will be more better to sit cross-legged because it's a position that is stable and your body will not become a problem later on. If you sit on a table, sit on a chair or on the bed, your body might be tilted later on. So if you have strong mindfulness, you should be able to enter into jhana in any posture.
Question number 5 from Johannes. Why a doctor who is used to see the 32 parts of the body still cling to his body or other people's body?
That's because he only sees it when he treats his patient. But when he's not treating his patient, he doesn't look at them, at the 32 parts anymore. In order to be able to see the body and let go of the body, you have to see it all the time, not just during the time when you have a patient to come to your aid. You have to contemplate on the 32 parts all the time, until every time you see anybody, you see it, all the 32 parts, not just the parts outside. You will also see the parts inside.
Question number 6. Technology in Singapore is now able to perform 4D MRI scan images that can see through the skin, flesh, skeleton, and etc. Can we use the technology to do vipassana in order to have the right view about our body?
Yes, you can use the photo that taken by these machines and keep looking at them until it's embedded in your mind, so that you don't need to have this photo to remind you of all the parts of the body. You should be able to see the body in all its entirety, all the time, anywhere, anytime.
Question number 7 from Nicholas, France. I've read the 32 parts of the body as a non-exhaustive list, as there are many other parts of the body which are not included. Why in a Thai tradition the 32 parts are taken as an exhaustive list?
I think because it's just the major parts of the body which is sufficient for the work of vipassana, sufficient for you to see that besides the thing outside of the skin, there are things under the skin that you don't see. So it then can make your perception of the body become more balanced. Right now, our perception of the body is tilted toward beauty. So when we see body, we tend to have attachment, obsession for body, because we only see the attractive part. But if we look inside under the skin, then we'll see the other side of the body, unattractive part of the body. If we can see the body in a balanced way, then our attraction to the body will be eliminated.
Question number 8 from Chuan, Malaysia. I meditated for 6 hours. I can feel the heartbeat inside me clearly. May I know what state is this?
It just means your mindfulness is more concentrated inside your body rather than outside. Normally our mindfulness will be concentrated on the thing we see or things we hear. So we don't look at our body, our activity of the body. But when we meditate, we switch the object of our concentration toward the breath. Then we start to be able to see things inside the body that we don't see or hear before. But it's not that important what you see or what you don't see. Meditation is for your mind to be calm and peaceful and neutral, meaning no emotion, no love, hate, fear or delusion. This is the goal of meditation. Not to be able to hear your heartbeat or your stomach roaring or something. Your goal is to calm your mind, make it peaceful, because a peaceful mind bring real happiness. If you have happiness from peace of mind, you won't need anything else to make you happy. Then you can be independent. You don't have to rely on things and people to make you happy anymore. And when you don't rely on them, they cannot hurt you when they leave you.
Question number 9 from Ferba. What should I mainly think about during meditation?
If you're meditating for calm, then you should concentrate on one object, one mental object, such as a mantra. You keep reciting a mantra. In Thailand, we use Bhutto, Bhutto, the name of the Buddha. Or if you're sitting, you can watch your breath at the tip of the nose. Watch the breath coming in and out at the tip of the nose. The goal is to prevent your mind from thinking about other things. But if you want to develop wisdom, then you have to use the 3 characteristics as your object of observance, of investigation. You have to see the 3 characteristics in everything that you possess or you come involved with. They are all impermanent, meaning they keep changing. They're never the same all the time. You cannot control them. If you want to control them, if you want them to be the same, you can be disappointed or sad or frustrated.
Question number 10 from Alexander. What is the right method to overcome the desire for respect and praise?
Well, one is to look at this thing as impermanent. Sometimes you get respect and sometimes you don't. So if you expect respect and when you don't get, then you can become disappointed. Secondly, you cannot control this respect from people. Some people might want to respect you and some other people don't want to respect you. You cannot expect respect from everybody. So once you see this as anicca, as anatta, then you can cut down on your expectation.
Question number 11 from Theo, Malaysia. I am using chanting to help me in sitting meditation. Within 10 minutes, my mind becomes calm, but I cannot achieve one-pointedness. What to do after I get calm from chanting? Do I continue my chanting or do I switch to anapanasati?
Yeah, you should switch to anapanasati. Your chanting helps your mind to become more calm enough to concentrate on your breath. Then you just keep focusing on your breath. And then eventually your mind will become one-pointed.
Question number 12. Are our current family members, like father, mother, son, the result of our past karma, which we have to repay each other's karma?
Not necessarily. Our father and our mother are there because we need their body that they create. Because our mind has desire, cravings for sensual pleasure, craving for sight, sound, smell, taste, and tactile objects. In order for the mind to experience these objects, the mind needs the body as the instrument. So whoever gives birth, if the mind happens to be ready to take birth, then it will just take birth from that body. So it has nothing to do with past karma. But the people who give you the birth in the past might have some karma with you. In the past you might have some relationship before. This is possible. But it's not their karma that may cause you to be born with them. It's your desire for the body, to have a body. And at the time when you're ready, it happens to be the body that they produce. So you get the body from them.
Question number 13. How to overcome feeling sorry for oneself.
Don't expect anything. Yeah. Just accept things as they come. Then you won't feel sorry for yourself. Do what you can, do the best you can, and then just accept what you get, and be thankful for what you get.
Question number 14 from Sammy. For a person who suffers depression, anxiety or PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, is it advisable for him to seek therapy first, or can he ordain to become a monk to heal his psychological problem?
It depends on whether he can control this illness or not. If cannot, then when he becomes a monk, it can become a problem to the community of monks. So generally, before they can be accepted into the Sangha, they have to go through some physical checkup, some physical certification by doctors that this person is normal. If this person is not normal, then we cannot accept them into the Sangha, because Sangha is not the place to kill people. It's a place to develop normal people to become super normal.
Question number 15 from Shia. I used to be a dancer for over 10 years, but now have stopped dancing for about 2 years. Sometimes I still have the desire to go back to dancing for pleasure and fame. How can I deal with this desire?
Well, you can look at that. It's just a temporary thing. The pleasure you get is briefly, and it can be into your spiritual development. So if you're on the path on spiritual development, then you should look this desire as a hindrance that you should eliminate by not following through your desire.
Question number 16 from Ivy. In my dream, I committed a serious bad action and therefore break the precepts. I feel distressed and uneasy about it. Will it cause unwholesome karma?
This is just an indication of what your mind still is. See, if your mind still cannot keep the precept, sometime in your dream it will show up in your dream. So it just means that when you are awake, you should try to be more careful, be more diligent in keeping the precept. Then eventually the tendency to break the precept will disappear. And then when you sleep, you won't have this type of dreams anymore.
And can we control our dreams?
No, your dreams are the products of your good or bad karma that you did when you are awake.
Question number 18. What's the difference between thinking and contemplating?
It's just I guess it's just a different what you call, I don't know. It's thinking and contemplating is the same thing as far as I'm concerned. Contemplating might means that you are more or less focused on one subject, while thinking can just be anything.
Question number 19 from Diego. How can I control the desire to masturbate?
Well, you should study the unattractive parts of the body. Don't look at just the attractive side of the body. Try to go inside, under the skin. Look at the other parts, such as the skeleton, the heart, lungs, intestines, and all the organs inside. If you look at the inside of the body, then your sexual desire can be curbed. Then you won't have the desire to do any masturbation.
Question 20 from Leon. 3 years ago, my brother-in-law asked me to lead a prayer to mark the passing away of his mother. before he called the funeral service. As Buddhists, what is the proper way to pay respect to our parents who has just passed away before we engage the funeral services?
There's nothing you can pay respect now once they are dead. You can might show your respect when you see the picture and pay respect that way. But other than that, the only thing you can show your respect to them is to make dana, give money to charity. Then you can dedicate the merit that you made from this charity for their spirit. If they happen to be waiting for this, they will then be able to receive it.
Are there any special chanting or meritorious actions that the children should do, like inviting a monk to perform chanting at the wake?
You don't need to, really. All you have to do, the only thing you can do for the dead is to make merit by giving to charity. Any kind of charity. Doesn't have to be to temples or monks. You can give it to other charitable organization. Then you can then dedicate this good feeling that you get from giving away your money. You can share this with the dead, people who die.
Question number 22 from Jin, Australia. When a person works from 9 to 5, he has a view that he is doing the right things for conforming to the standards of society. When a person does evil deed, most probably he is not an evil, but just occasionally does something bad. My question is that, am I right to think that having a 9 to 5 lifestyle is bigger hindrance to one's spiritual development compared to someone who is occasionally doing evil deeds?
Well, they are both hindrances. Yeah. So there's no comparison really, because they're both about, they can prevent you from your spiritual development. Which one is worse, I don't know. But if you work 9 to 5, then you won't have time to go meditate. If you did some evil deed, you might have to end up going to jail, so you won't have time to meditate.
Question number 23 from Edeline, France. I noticed that my practitioners and also my teachers forget things easily. For example, a teacher instructed me to do something, but when I followed the instruction, I got kicked away, for the teacher has forgotten that he has given such instruction. I would like to ask if the practice has effect on the memory.
It shouldn't, because the more you practice, the better your memory will be, not worse.
Question number 24 from Katrina, Australia. I have been thinking about fatalism, and if things are predetermined, I get confused about how much I control things. For example, I wanted to buy a house, but it didn't work out. I feel like I made a mistake by not being more proactive in making it happen. Can you please provide clarity around this?
Well, when you do something, there's always a possibility of succeeding or failing. So it's just not you alone. There are many other factors that involve with your action. So don't blame yourself or blame premeditating thing, because the Buddha said things happen according to what you call conditions, or things that help make it happen, or things that stop it from making it happen. So this thing, they are everywhere, regardless of what you do. So the thing you can do is try to do your best and hope for the best, but you can expect the worst also, because you never know what's going to happen.
Question number 25. How should a concept of God be perceived?
I don't know, because we don't have the concept of God in Buddhism. God in Buddhism is just another spiritual being. Good spiritual being become God, become devas. Bad spiritual being become devils.
Question number 26 from Lee, Malaysia. Why is fortune telling and clairvoyance are not encouraged in Buddhist practice?
It's not discouraged, but it's not encouraged either. It's just something that you can listen to, but don't pay too much attention, because it can waste your time on your practice. Because the result of your practice doesn't rely on fortune telling. The result of your practice rely on your practice. So having fortune teller telling you what's going to happen is not the thing that will make it happen. What will happen? Well, what will make it happen is what you do. So Buddhism concentrates on the action. Is that all?
One more from YouTube. From George Tay. Are there ways to find out what have I done in my previous life so that I can go into the main problems of my life?
Well, you have to be quite capable of developing jhana, samadhi, especially the special type of samadhi which will make you be able to recall your past lives. Other than that, you can just take the Buddha's word for granted, that in our past we did both good and bad karmas. So what we should do now is try to avoid or stop doing bad karma and try to do good karma. Then the result will be better for you as you move on. It doesn't matter whether you know what you did or not do, because normally what you do is usually something that you already did before, whether good or bad, because it will then become part of your nature. If you used to get drunk, you will want to get drunk. If you used to be charitable, you will want to be charitable. So what you do usually comes from your past. So there's no need to know. Just know your present. Know whether you're doing good or bad. If you're doing bad, try to stop it. If you're doing good, try to encourage to do more. Then your life will be better. Is that all?
That's all.
Okay. Anybody else want to ask? The gentleman and the lady behind. You got any question?
Please come.
It's not really a question, Ajahn.
Go ahead.
Lumpo, it's not really a question. It's something that from earlier, Ajahn, when I practice, if I start to understand a little bit of Dhamma, and then I think I understand this. But from recently, Ajahn, the more I start to contemplate on the Paticcasamuppada, I come to realize that, I don't really achieve anything. These are the past actions or from the past teachers who led us through this path. So it's not really me or anyone that understands. It's just a phenomena that comes into understanding the Dhamma. So this thought always comes to me, Ajahn, because whenever I say, I understand this Dhamma, and then this thought again that overcomes that and says, no, you don't understand. It's a phenomena that understands the phenomena. Is that a correct thought, Ajahn? Is that?
Well, the correct thought is to understand the Four Noble Truths and the three characteristics. That's all you need to understand. Other things, it doesn't matter whether you understand them or not. It has no consequence on your practice. What has impact on your practice is your understanding of the three characteristics of existence and the Four Noble Truths. So try to understand these two concepts. Then you will become enlightened that way. Okay? Okay, thank you for all of your questions. And if my answer is not quite adequate, if you want to ask more questions, please do so. Send in more questions, and maybe next month we will then bring it on to YouTube and answer them again. In the meantime, please keep on practicing, and may you sooner or later reach your path, reach your end, reach enlightenment. So goodbye for now. Bye bye. Thank you.